Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and in this video we will learn about functions in Python and how to create reusable code. The purpose of coding, or the main purpose of coding, is to create code that you can reuse over and over and over again. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be creating functions. Functions are defined using the keyword def, which is then followed by the function name and then parentheses. So here we're going to create one that greets someone. So I think I'm going to call this greet. Yeah, why not greet? So greet, and then I'm going to say, put in a name for me. There we go. And then colon at the end. And all it's going to do is it's going to print, and it's going to say hello. Maybe make that capital H, comma, space. Then I'm going to add the name at the end. Yeah, let's do that. And so just formatting it nicely. So every time I call this function, it will say hello name. So if I say, instead of typing print hello world, I'm going to say greet. So just like print is a function, greet is now a function. So I'm going to say greet, and let's say Alice. We've been using Alice before, so why not use it again? So now greet Alice is going to call our function. Let's test it and see, and it says hello Alice. This is great, but what if you forget to give it a name? Functions can have optional parameters with default values. So in this case, let's give it a default value of world. This way, if we forget to put in the word Alice or give it a name, it will at least say hello world and not give us big problems. So now we can just call the function like this to test it, and it says hello world. Perfect, exactly what I wanted. Now, calling the function like this is something that you will have to get used to. I'm just going to add Alice back into the story. The next thing that we're going to be looking at is returning values. So returning values from functions is very important, and it's an integral part of programming. So functions can return values using the keyword return. So let's create a function called add. I'm going to just add A and B together, and B, and then I'm going to return A plus B. And maybe format that nicely. There we go. And then I can just call this function. So I can say, hey, okay, print add bracket A, so give A a value, 10, comma, and 5. And if I run this, we're going to greet Alice first, and then we're going to add 5 and 10 together. So let's see that. Perfect. Now, when you return a value, it is also useful to store that value somewhere else instead of just printing it directly. So I'm going to say result is equals to, and I'm just going to move this up there because why retype when I already have it? And now I can just print the result. And I'm going to run this again just to show that nothing has changed. Cool. The next thing is scope. So variables defined inside of a function have a local to that function, and variables outside of the functions are what we call global. So I'm going to create a variable here called global var. And what that is going to do is it is going to allow me to demonstrate a variable inside of a function and outside of a function, and what you can do with those. So theoretically, if you create a variable inside of a function, you cannot access it outside unless you return it from that function. So this makes variables more secure and prevents data problems later. So I'm going to create a global variable here, and I'm going to give it a text value saying, hey, I am global. I think that would be fine. So then you just type here, I am global, equal, I am global. Okay. And let's see, let's make a function called local. And I don't want to put in anything, it's fine. I'm just going to give it like that. Give it no optional parameters. And I'm going to call this a local variable and say I am local. Equal I am local. Am I local? Just to be funny. Okay. And now we can print our local variable inside of the function, and we can print our global variable in the function. And this will work because the global variable is valid for anything underneath it in terms of the code, but the local variable is only valid inside of the function. And then I'm just going to call the function and run it, and we will get I am a local and I am global. Now, what happens if I try to print the variable outside of the function? Brackets. I always forget these brackets. I don't know why. Come on. So if I try to print the local variable outside of the function, it will actually tell me, hey, no, this does not exist. What are you talking about? Anyway, that's it for functions. In our next video, we will explore lists and tuples in Python. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Goodbye.